I think let's start with Ricky Pearsall. He was the guy of the day. They made a point to give him the ball a ton of times in a lot of different ways. What did you think of Ricky Pearsall's sort of like big day, and how do you think they're planning to use him this year?
Well, I mean, he seems like he's going to be a big part of what they do. I mean, he made a number of different catches. He's catching the ball behind him. He's catching the ball on the sideline, the middle of the field. He seems like he's going to be. I mean, let's just say this. I mean, if without Debo and with Ayuk gone until maybe November, they're not going to be very good if Ricky Pearsall isn't good. And he has actually been pretty good. The question is, can he stack days? Can he keep it going? Can he stay on the field? Can he stay healthy? If he can, I think we're seeing him blossom before our eyes.
Yeah. Also, don't forget about Jawan Jennings. I don't know what's going on with him. Either he's really upset and holding out, or this calf injury is serious, because he's not like rehabbing on the side field. He's not jogging around. He doesn't seem to be out there. So I don't really know what's going on with him. I think it just puts more importance on Ricky Pearsall. And the way I saw them use him today, he's going to be playing Z. He's going to be in motion a lot. I don't think he's going to play X. I think that's where Demarcus Robinson's going to be, or Jennings if he ever comes back. But I think from the Z spot, I feel like he's going to be running a lot of the routes that Brandon Ayuk ran, like deeper down the field, the 10, 15, 20-yard range. And I think he's going to be really explosive.
He's got great hands. Now, the only thing about, he doesn't have the same catch radius, because he doesn't have the kind of leaping ability, doesn't have the long arms. So it's going to be, Brock's accuracy is going to be more important with Pearsall. But I think, there's reason to believe that Pearsall could have a really good year. And as far as JJ is concerned, they may have just kind of put one over on the media. I mean, it's like, is he going to hold in? Is he going to hold out? We're all sitting there waiting. And then all of a sudden we come out, we're like, you know what? JJ's the man. He's just going to play right through it. He's just going to keep on going. He just shows up and practices because that's what he is. And then like the next day, he's got a calf injury, despite the fact he looked to be in awesome condition. But now suddenly he's got the calf injury. And as you said, it's the kind of calf injury that doesn't even make him work it out on the side. That's an interesting kind of calf injury. So I don't know. Call me skeptical when it comes to the injuries and how they're reported, but I kind of wonder about that one.
Yeah, let's go down that rabbit hole for a minute. Let's say he's holding in. We don't know. Maybe this practice today was orchestrated for Jawan and Drew Rosenhaus's agent. Like, you think we're going to buckle to you? Did you hear about how? Why don't you go watch Grant and Larry talk about how great Ricky Pearsall looked today, how he's so explosive. I mean, I think if he could play like that consistently, Jawan would be the number 2, that you would want to give more targets to someone that explosive. I mean, he's faster than Brandon Ayuk. He's a really fast, and he can jump really, he can jump really high. There's a lot of catches where he'll be running over the middle, the pass will be up and behind him, and he'll make one of these spinning pirouette catches. Really nice.
And not only that, you're talking about Pearsall. Pearsall not only is catching him from Purdy, but he also is catching him from Jones, from Mordecai. He's kind of showing that, it doesn't really matter who throws him the football. He's going to go get it. You're right, though. It's like, he's already caught a couple balls in the last couple of days where, there was one across the middle. Was it yesterday or the day before where it was behind him, and that ball, he would not have caught in the past. Now he's going back. He's catching that. So he's an important guy. I mean, he really is. And I think he's going to have a good year, and he's not alone. It's not like, it's Ricky to replace Debo and Ayuk. Demarcus Robinson's here. Russell Gage is here. Jordan Watkins had a really good day today. And there are other guys, but those guys are standing out as well.
What do you think of Robinson in particular?
I think he's going to be their number 1 receiver because I think I'm worried about Ricky's ability to stay healthy. So if Ricky stays healthy, Ricky's the number 1 receiver. But if Ricky doesn't stay healthy, I think Robinson is going to be really good. Now, what I love about Robinson is that he's really good against man coverage, and he's really good in the red zone. Yeah. He's just really good at freeing himself open with all these little rub routes and pick routes and, these goal line things where guy scored 7 touchdowns last year on a team that had Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. So I think he's going to be Purdy to Robinson is going to be great. I think he can make plays short, intermediate, and I even think he can make plays down the field. I think his average was like 16 or 17 yards per reception. And you saw kind of how early in camp where there was a deep ball downfield, and he kind of set up the corner by kind of, hey, I'm coming. It's coming right here. Oh, last second, I'm over here. And that's where the ball was going the whole time. So he has an ability as a veteran to really set up corners.
I'm really surprised by how much I like Demarcus Robinson. When they signed him, I thought, he's kind of a cast off. He's in his 30s. How good could he be? He's bigger than I thought. He's bigger than Ayuk. He's faster than Jennings. He's a good player. I think he's definitely a nice addition. It's too bad they won't have him for the first couple of weeks, though. Which brings me to Jordan Watkins. What do you think of Jordan Watkins?
Well, there was 3 players the Niners drafted that I really, had predicted, or not predicted, but like had projected as great picks for them. One was Nick Martin, one was CJ West, and the other was Jordan Watkins. And I really like Jordan Watkins. Now, I watched a lot of Ole Miss last year, right? Ole Miss was they were the transfer portal darlings. They had everybody, right? And their big star receiver is Trey Harris, who's now on the Chargers, I believe. And Harris went down with an injury. And a lot of people thought, oh, they're cooked. And they had Juice Wells, who's also going to be an NFL draft choice. And yet this guy, Jordan Watkins, was the guy that really stepped up. 9 touchdowns, had a huge day against Arkansas. And you know what? He's not small. I know a lot of people look at him at first like, oh, he's Cowing 2.0. No, he's not. He's a good 30 pounds bigger than Cowing. He's also played and succeeded and starred to some degree in the SEC. I think he's going to be a factor right away. He had a huge catch down the middle the other day, but today I thought he had the catch of the day as well.
I wouldn't be surprised if he becomes a starter one day and the Niners starting receivers are Ricky Pearsall and Jordan Watkins. Now, this would assume that maybe Brandon Ayuk gets traded or something, but I think he's that good. I think he can play X. I think he's very fast. You've seen him catch passes deep down the field, and I think he can give you some gadget stuff as well. I think he can run slants. He's sure-handed. He's like a faster, smaller version of Ricky. They're similar.
I kind of think he's got some of the, he's got a running back build, right? He's 6 feet 200.
Yeah.
So he's he kind of looks like the kind of guy that you would think would not be fast, but is fast. Mm-hmm. What I like about him is he adjusts to the ball in the air down the field. And the one thing that we didn't see last year, Niners were 32nd, dead last in wide receiver separation. And Brock likes to throw the ball down the field, and all quarterbacks want separation. You don't want to throw a 50-50 ball in every pass. I think between Robinson and Watkins, Cowing, and some of the speed that they have down the field, I think you're going to see more separation and easier completions from Purdy because of that separation.
One thing I want to bring up before we move on, I love giving out the praise to these wide receivers because they earned it. But we got to remember that Lenore's out, Green's out. The cornerback situation in camp right now is pretty bleak, but it's August 2nd. So we'll see what it looks like when they go up against the Broncos in a few days. Maybe we'll see Ricky Pearsall one-on-one against Patrick Surtain. That would be interesting.
Well, I mean, to me, this is the best corners in the league, right? You've got Riley Moss, Surtain, and now they just added Jedi Barron, or
right.
Maybe I'm butchering the first name, but Barron from Texas is tremendous. Yeah. I mean, he looks like Brian Branch, but he's a corner. So they're going to roll in. Yeah. I get the feeling, Robert Saleh kind of referenced that, but I really get that vibe heavy today that, it's like they look one way, and if all you're watching is this, you could see one thing. But if you've watched camp a lot, like we have, and that there's other standards and other teams, I just get a feeling that, the Niner receivers may not have success against Barron and Surtain and Moss, and the Niner offensive line may really struggle against Denver's defensive line, and the Niner young defensive linemen, may get worked. Alfred Collins may get worked by some of these interior the Quinn Miners of the world in Denver. So I think Denver, even Saleh kind of referenced it when I mentioned Sebastian Valdez kicking butt on Connor Colby. He's like, he didn't want to say Connor Colby stinks because that's just not professional. But he did say, you know what? Let's see when Denver rolls in here. We'll find out after that what's real and what isn't. And the only inference there could be that, Denver's O-line is a whole lot better than this Niners backup O-line that he's going against, and just pump the brakes on your excitement about Valdez because he's rough days are ahead.
Well, look, if today's practice was any indication, Ricky Pearsall is going to be featured in this offense.
Yeah.
Dig routes, post routes, corner routes, deep crossing routes, screens, slants, end arounds, jet sweeps, all of it. They're going to give him the ball as much as he can physically handle, and they just got to make sure that he stays healthy. Otherwise, they're going to have to find a new plan on offense.